You had plenty money, 1922. You let other women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men?
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a cosplay makeup, oh my gosh, a cosplay makeup tutorial. I've chosen Jessica Rabbit for this one. This is one of the cosplays that I do. If you are in the convention circuit or just into cosplay, look for me at the next convention. I will be in SAC Anime in September, Labor Day weekend, and in the comments below, leave pictures, comments of your favorite cosplays, what you'd like to see next, and video responses, anything you'd like to leave. So anyway, let's get started. I'm not going to prime my face today, but usually I do prime my face. It's the end of the day for me, so I kind of washed everything off from my whole day. So this is the primer that I usually use. It's the Hard Candy Shine Free Primer. It's a really good primer. It fills in those pores and makes you wonderful. So this is one of my favorite primers. And as always, we are going to be doing drugstore makeup. And I do drugstore because not everything's drugstore. Walmart, CVS, Target, you know, things like that. And here we go. So first I'm going to start with brushing out my eyebrows, just so they're nice and, you know, kind of flat-ish. And if you have no eyebrows or very sparse eyebrows, you could probably skip this step, but right in the middle here, mine are really, really thick. Next, we are going to take our Elmer's glue. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, as weird as it sounds, and it's purple. And the reason why I like to get this one, because when it's dry, it's no longer purple. That way you know when to apply your makeup. Because if you apply makeup on top of the wet glue, it really looks weird and cakey and gloopy. Gloopy, is that a word? Gloppy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't get the lid off. Oh, got it. So, see, it's purple. I don't know if you can see that. It's a nice purple shade here. So, and then you're just going to apply it to your eyebrows and just really, more is more. We want them flat. It feels really weird. And you don't have to be super, you know, super careful with this step. We just want our eyebrows. So next up, I'm going to take my Maybelline Matte and Poreless FitMe foundation in the color Porcelain. It doesn't really match my skin, but you know, whatever. And this is almost like a normal routine aside from gluing the eyebrows and some other things, but you know, whatever. So, and also today I'm going to take my Dupe Artiste brush. There's no number on it, but it is the biggest brush, only because these brushes give you more of a thicker foundation, which is what we want for cosplay versus using a beauty blender, a dampened beauty blender. So what I'm going to do is to put a little on the back of my, oh, I said a little. Oh my gosh, like half the bottle just came out. And we're just going to boop, 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 and just start on our face. Then you want to make sure you blend it down your neck a little, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, when you first put it on, it looked like when Dad did your makeup.
Yeah. So, you know, just like your normal beauty routine. However, we do want this a little bit more fuller coverage because it is a cosplay. I'm going to take the Balm's Lighter Than Light concealer and take it on my fingers. I need a new paper towel. And I'm just going to use the warmth from my finger and hide my little friend here that decided to be like, hey, what's up? Next, I'm taking my Maybelline FitMe Concealer in number 15 Fair. And I don't use this one all the time. Usually I use the Age Rewind for under my eyes. But since we're doing our eyebrows as well, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up and use this one.
That was a scare.
And we're going to, now instead of the normal, you know, triangle-y that you normally would do with concealers. And I like these because they're not too heavy, but that's okay. If you want it really heavy, we're gonna go heavy-handed because we are doing a cosplay look. And that's what we want. But since we're gonna go over the eyebrows here with it as well. It does so weird. Now we are going to go back in with the Balm Lighter and Light because it is a thicker cream concealer, and just use the warmth from my fingers again and just really get some on there and dab on our eyebrows because we want to hide them. And this doesn't have to be perfect because you will be blending that in, but again, more is more. We're going to take that same beauty blender and just lightly tap that in to blend beautifully. And we want them mostly covered. Don't worry if they're not fully covered because you will be putting eyeshadow on. And we are going to set it with powder. So if you feel like you want a little more coverage with your concealer, go in, or you feel like you missed some spots, go ahead and go back in and dab away. I'm also going to take this dampened beauty blender and I'm going to take some Coty Airspun powder and just, it's not a dampened beauty blender, it's the same beauty blender. I don't know why I said dampened, because usually that's what I use. And then we're just going to set our eyebrows. And then I'm going to take a makeup wedge and use Maybelline's Master Fix and set my under eye. Prevent creasing. I'm going to take that Coty, this time I'm using the Coty, hold on, I gotta look. I'm using the Coty Airspun Extra Coverage. It's translucent. We'll just tap some of that off and just swirl it on. I don't know why, the smell reminds me of my grandma.
Oh, which one?
From home. And we're just gonna, you know, set our face. And I know I have a bunch of makeup fallout on my shirt, that's okay. So now I'm going to take my Jordana Baked Eyeshadow in, oh, that light is bright and it's upside down so I can, Purple Perfection. And we are going to use, I'm just going to go ahead and use another Artiste Dupe brush, the little round one, and pile on that purple.
Sorry, I'm writing something.
And I usually like to start up here just because it gives you a guideline of where to go. So if you start right around your eyebrows, it will give you that guideline for that rounded eye that she has, that eye shape. And just kind of bring it down and make sure you don't swipe this way because you could loosen the glue. Let's go ahead and clean it up a little bit. I'm going to be taking a Luxie 221 flat liner brush. I really don't know how much this thing costs because I used to have a makeup subscription and I canceled it because I was no longer happy with them, and this was something that I received in my monthly subscription.
Yeah, Mom, it's not in there.
So we're just gonna go in and fix that. It's kind of straighten it out. So I'm going to take the same dupe brush, and I've cleaned it out a little bit, and I'm going to take the Balm's palette, Rockstar, and I'm going to go in with REM. This color here. And use that as my transition shade just because it's not normal eyeshadow, but I don't want solid purple, and we're just gonna bring it up and transition it into that purple. And again, we will clean up any weird edges that we have. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're so similar in color, but you'll notice a difference. And you can use to go on the outside of our tear ducts, just so we can get that big rounded eye shape. So what I do is just kind of, you know, where your eyebrows would go, if they were there. And just... So going back in with my Luxie flatliner brush, I'm just going in there and fixing my little whoopsie. And back with the powder brush for any fallout. Right now I'm going to use the Jordana Fabu Brow in, it's an eyebrow pencil in dark brown. A lot of people think she had red eyebrows and she didn't. So I'm just going to draw them like you would have normal eyebrows, but of course they were going to be up higher. Way up higher. And thinner because her character was set in the 30s. So, and just small strokes, just because that gives you a nice outline, and then just kind of fill it in like you would a normal brow in small feather-like strokes. I like to take my contouring brush with whatever is on the brush, and this is a Real Techniques contour brush. And just kind of go in the hollows of my cheeks a little bit, just with whatever excess is on the brush, and just, you know, really focus towards the back because she had big round cheeks, and just kind of give a little bit of contour with excess remaining stuff that you know you had on your brush earlier in that day. But if you want to do full contour, I'll share with you what I use. I use the e.l.f. palette in Golden, and my color I like to use, if you can't tell, you can already see pan, is this darkest one right here. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush with any excess blush from whenever I did my makeup earlier in the day or the day before, if you're at a convention, and just lightly brush just to give a little bit of color on the cheeks. Well, now that we have our face done, now it's time for lips. And what I'm going to be using today is the Rimmel Exaggerate in Red Diva number 24. I like these lip liners. They are smooth. There isn't a lot of skipping, and they are angled. And I'm not going to define my Cupid's bow really. I'm going to go just underneath. That way it makes our lower lip bigger, and I'm going to barely outline, overline the bottom lip. just so we get that straight across look on the top. And I'm just going to take it just below and remember, you can Next I'm going to use my Tattoo Junkie in Pucker Up. It's a long-lasting liquid lipstick, and I will be using the glitter on top. Now I know she didn't use glitter, she didn't have shimmery lips, but I just like the way it looks because it adds to the whole sequin gown and just, you know, fabulousness. And I'm going to do one part at a time just so I can get that glitter on there to stick. And this is where we're at so far. Next, I'm going to be taking, don't judge, do not judge. I got these eyelashes at the 99-cent store. And I'm going to be taking those and placing them not on my full eyelash, but probably about halfway, and then just setting them at an angle. Because she had those sleepy, sexy bedroom eyes. Now I'm going to take my Real Colors Dramatist liquid liner in black and just go in underneath that eyelash we just put on and kind of fill it in and follow it and just bring it down here into the corner. Just to make it look a little more uniform. And then I'm going to use the Covergirl, the Supersizer in Berry Black. Again, just on the top lashes. I'm going to take some Maybelline Master Fix setting spray, give it a little shake.
You have